Hello and welcome to Real World News 24/7. I'm your host, Johnny V, and I got some sad news for you tonight. Unfortunately, the awesome actor Burt Reynolds has passed away at the age of 82. This is a very, very sad day for the for the film industry, and for me also. I grew up with watching his movies, Hooper, Deliverance, and all the Hooper movies, and it's really sad to see that he's gone. I'm sure he's in a better place, and I my condolences go out to his family and all of his friends, which is millions of people. Um, so I just wanted to do a news story on this, and I have a news clip that gives you a lot more details on this, and yeah, really sad day. That's all I can say. He was a great man and an awesome actor, and he just went out there to do the best he could, and he was phenomenal at what he did. So, without further ado, here comes the video, and thanks a lot for watching.
Movie star Burt Reynolds has died at the age of 82. Entertainment Tonight online host and producer Lauren Zima is on the phone now. Lauren, what more can you tell us about Burt Reynolds?
Burt Reynolds, a man who had an up and down career, but was undoubtedly an icon. So he was 82, as you just said, and we're working on getting confirmation on what exactly was the reasoning behind losing this iconic actor. But what we do know is we'd actually just interviewed Burt not long ago at a red carpet, and he did need to sit down at that carpet when we were interviewing him. He was 82 years old, and he was still out swinging, out working. He actually was working on a new project, a big movie with Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. So he had projects in the works still and had by no means retired. So we're working on finding out about Burt Reynolds, his life, his legacy, honoring him, and then, seeing what might happen with those projects that were in the works as well.
And Lauren, when you spoke to him, did you know if he had any health issues or any other concerns?
When we had him on that red carpet, we did not hear from him on anything specific, no. He was a man who really, he lived hard. He talked about that in his book and in many interviews, that he always wanted to kind of come out swinging. So he lived an extreme life, an up and down life. I think he was someone who was really hard on himself. He very famously would kind of go after himself and talk about his regrets or things he wished he'd done, roles he wished that he'd taken. So a big man, and it'll be a big loss felt in the Hollywood community.
Yeah, I'm looking up his memoir where it says here, I'm proud of my accomplishments and disappointed by my failures. I always wanted to experience everything and go down swinging. Well, so far, so good. I know I'm old, but I feel young. And there's one thing that they can never take away. Nobody had more fun than I did. True, Lauren?
I think so. I mean, when you look at what this man did, look, he very famously, infamously maybe, passed up on roles like Han Solo in Star Wars, terms of endearment, the role of John McClane in Die Hard. He passed up on these major parts, and he talked about thinking, he'd made some stupid decisions. But the things that he was known for, those were still iconic. He passed up on a couple iconic roles, but let's look at Smokey and the Bandit, at Boogie Nights, at the movie Deliverance. He did things like he went on the cover of Cosmopolitan naked on a bearskin rug, and it sold 1.5 million copies. He was, on the cover of Playboy. So he had a career that you can't really hold up against anybody else's, because he just did so many kind of outlandish things in his career, and that made him such an icon. He was the epitome of cool. When he drove a car in a movie, sales of the car soared. So that's Burt Reynolds. He was the kind of guy I think that any actor in Hollywood would die to go grab a drink with.
And Lauren, you were saying that you were talking to him about his project that he was working on. What do we know about that?
Yeah, so he was working on what's really expected to be a big new movie, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, starring Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. And so we'll have to see what might happen with his part in that movie. He'd recently done another film with Ariel Winter. So, he was still working. And, not only his acting career and those choices, but God, some of the man's love stories. He had given an interview not too long ago about his relationship with Sally Field. they were together for a while and how she was kind of the one who got away for him, and he wished they were still together. So an actor, a romantic, he was Burt Reynolds.
Yeah, and he says all you really need in the end is a good story talking about your life. What do you think he'll be remembered most for of all the roles he took on?
The thing is, his career spans so many years. He was a huge box office heavy hitter in the late 70s, early 80s for sure. I mean, you have Smokey and the Bandit from 1977. I was just looking this up. That grossed $126 million at the time. That would have been about $500 million today. Back then in 77, only Star Wars beat Smokey and the Bandit at the box office, so that is certainly an iconic role. And then you look at maybe a little more of a newer movie, Boogie Nights. That introduced him to a whole new generation of fans. So he spanned decades and decades, and as we all know, sustaining that level of fame and being in an iconic role in both 1977 and then another one decades and decades later, that speaks to the mark that he'll make as well.
Burt Reynolds, dead at the age of 82. Lauren Zima, thank you so much for joining us.
Well, there you have it. I'd like to thank you very much for watching. And if you would, please hit the subscribe button on your way out. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. And also, one more thing, if you would like to be notified of my new videos, just click that bell icon, and that'll notify you when I put up new videos. Okay? Thank you very much for watching again, and I love you guys. Be safe out there and have a great day.